Welcome back, friends. In this video, it's just a little update on how I'm feeling about things, what I'm doing about my cancer diagnosis, a little bit about why I've declined chemo, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now, declined chemo, maybe that's not how I should put it. I think that when you actually get a diagnosis like this, it's really quite a shock to the system. And there's a part that doesn't want to believe it. There's a part that you have these medical professionals sitting and they're rhyming off, they're looking at computer screens and they're looking at scans and they're telling you what their diagnosis and what the prognosis is for this. And in many ways, you're sitting there powerless and having just to accept what they say. And to a point, I understand that probably how the medical model works. They come up with, you present yourself with a problem, they look at the solution and they offer you the solution, if there is a solution. And in my case, the solution feels pretty hopeless, to be honest. Stage 4 lung cancer in both lungs, and the treatment offered is 6 months of chemotherapy, no guarantee of anything. Really just what they're saying is, it won't cure it, it'll basically slow it down. I just feel like a write-off. They've written me off, basically. They'll give me the chemotherapy, probably until they're fed up giving me chemotherapy or it has no effect, or other things begin to happen. But basically, it feels like a hopeless journey. And what I'd like to say is, psychologically, that's quite hard to deal with. That's quite something to get your mind around, get your head around, and to be able to function on a day-to-day basis. I mean, just because I have this diagnosis, it doesn't mean to say the world has stopped. Everybody's going about their business. I'm expected to fulfill my role in society, in my work and with my family. And so getting this news can be, it's pretty devastating. However, over the few weeks after the diagnosis, I was able to sort of come to some kind of acceptance of what's happening, but also I'm not prepared to give up. I'm not prepared to just say, okay, I'm sick, give me the chemotherapy and I'll go down this route until my demise. Because basically that's what is being offered to me. So I've looked into different things. I have spoken to people who have had different experiences. I have decided to try some alternative treatment, and that alternative treatment consists of an antiparasitic drug, 2 antiparasitic drugs, ivermectin, fenbendazole. I'm also looking at methylene blue and a range of supplements. And I say that I'm looking at it, I've actually began this protocol. Now the protocol is entirely my own. It's not been one that's been scripted by anyone else. I'm certainly not recommending this to anyone. This is only what I have taken on to address what's going on for me. So my whole routine, my whole daily life has changed in so many ways. I have introduced cold water therapy, so I was taking cold showers. I've now progressed to cold baths and also adding in some ice. This has become part of my routine as well. I take 222 milligrams of fenbendazole. I take 12.5 milligrams of ivermectin. I take some sour soup. Can't pronounce it. You know what I mean. I take some methylene blue. I take curcumin, and these are spread out and arranged over a period of a day. I also do some intense exercise, cycling, yoga practice. I am going to be adding in sauna pretty soon. From my understanding, putting your body through these extremes of heat and cold will boost the immune system. And it's one of the things that I feel I need to hold on to at the moment is my immune system, and it seems to be very robust at the moment. I get the start of a cold or the flu, and within a day or two it's gone. I believe that is to do with my diet, the supplements I take, and the exercise, and also the cold water at the moment. Now, my diet, I have adopted a ketogenic diet. What that consists of is basically between a 16 and 18 hour fast each day. No sugar, no processed foods at all. Whole foods if I can, but no carbs, or very, very low carbs. Carbs are, from my understanding, are virtually impossible to eliminate, but as little as possible. I also drink green tea, and I also drink blue flower Earl Grey tea, which I believe is very potent as well. Now, I have no idea if any of this is working. I have to be completely honest. This is just through information I have got from other people. But one thing I will say about this whole process is that I am in control of this. It's my decision to do this. It's me that's taking responsibility. It would be very easy for me just to go along with the medical model, turn up each week for the chemotherapy, which intuitively, somewhere at the back of my mind, is telling me, don't do it. I'm not saying this is for anybody else. I'm not saying in the future I won't consider it, but at the moment, that's not what I have to do. Psychologically, I feel fairly well, not all the time. There's times it creeps in. There's times where I feel pretty isolated, which is one of the reasons I'm making these videos. I don't know if anybody's even watching these videos, but if there is, you know, one of my sort of desires would be to connect with other people who are maybe having a similar experience, or a family member who are having a similar experience. And even just that connection. I haven't done it locally in my own community. I don't really feel that that's what I have to do at this point. However, again, I won't rule that out. I do, for the most part, feel very positive. I have to say, I feel very positive. And part of that is because I feel quite well, physically quite well. And so that is obviously going to enhance things. I will introduce, as I say, the sauna. Each day I think I'm becoming a little more disciplined. It's been very difficult to make these changes. Maybe I'll talk about that a bit in the next video, and adapting it. It's required a lot of discipline and dedication to this. This is actually now my full-time work. It is actually to get myself well and to work in this protocol. So I will speak a little bit about it in my next video. I don't want to make this one too long. If you've watched the video and you've watched it to the end, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Please leave a comment if you feel compelled. I would really be delighted to hear from you. But in the meantime, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.